Hey guys, welcome to Not So Random Chat, the nighttime live stream where we talk about whatever we want to. So, settle in and grab your libation. It could be your wine or tea or coffee or whatever you want to drink. And let's just sit back and chill. I'll be with you in a moment. Are you guys ready? Okay, well, so am I. So let's get into it. Here I come. Hola, from the west side. Happy Friday, happy Friday. I'm late. I know I kept changing the time. Let me just get in here and post it on my community wall, and also give YouTube some time to send out notifications. One second, you guys, and I'll be right on camera. All right. Okay, let me change the settings. Yeah, let me come on camera. There we go. All right, there we go. Happy Friday, happy Friday, happy Friday. And get this on. I think we're good. All right, so I was having a few technical issues. I was trying to get the mic to work. Could not get that thing working, so we are on the headset because the headset works. So I guess I'm gonna have to get guess I'll have to get another kind of mic with and figure out how I can use the sound card without that mic. Yeah, that part. Yeah, because anyway, so happy Friday. We are going to get into it. If you are on the replay crew, thank you for coming through. Please like this video, leave comments, do a super thanks if you'd like to. You can always Cash App. Cash App is $DCD per diva. But the most important thing is to like this video. So now let's get into it. My beverage tonight is a little, let me see. I gotta bring it closer. There we go. A little Pinot Grigio. So now I got the camera. It's hooked up to the computer, but now I got to figure out how to format it so that I can use the camera lens when I'm on camera, so that so that I can kind of have I guess a bigger screen. It'll go to the full screen versus from the camera that's on the computer that puts us in this little box format. But got a couple of things to talk about tonight. I'm gonna start off with Jonathan Majors. I don't know if I can. I'm gonna try to share my screen. Let me see. Share my screen. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna go. Google Chrome link to. What? Alright, so let's just go to where we're going to. Okay, hopefully you guys can see. Okay, yeah, you can see now. Let me scroll it up a little bit. Okay. Yeah, so we're gonna be talking about oh yeah, before I go a little further, let me do my disclaimer. Where is it? I think I went too far. There it is. All right, let me just post this up here first. There we go. We are going to be discussing this material under the copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by a copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. All right. So let's move that forward. Okay, so now let's get into this story. I'll tell you what's wonderful. First of all, about being on this Mac computer is this that even if you don't have multiple monitors, you don't get that. You know how when you go to share screen on some of the older computers, even the older Macs, where it'll go into the infinity screens while you're doing the
getting ready to share, it didn't even do that. It allowed me to pick the tab. So that was kind of cool. So anyway, let's get into this story about the text messages. And this is coming from Variety, you guys. Um, an attorney for Jonathan Majors released text messages on Thursday that he claimed came from the woman whom he is accused of assaulting, in which she appears to take the blame for the fight. According to the messages, which have not been independently verified, the woman wrote Majors afterwards that I told them that it was my fault for trying to grab your phone. She also said that she was angry that Majors had been arrested and that she had made clear that the charges did not have her blessing. I reiterate how this was not an attack, the woman allegedly wrote. The person who sent the texts also indicate she had injuries and that we had a fight. Now, I'm not going to go any further into this right now, but let me just come back over. You just let me just kind of give some of my commentary on this right now. So we all know that over the weekend, Jonathan Majors was arrested for misdemeanor um, charges. And we also know that the accusations about him being aggressive came out prior to what happened over the weekend. Okay? So let me just scroll this back up to his picture because we want to look at the man of the hour. All right, got that back up there. Okay. So Mr. Majors allegedly has been down this road perhaps before. Hey Terry. And the way that the Texas came out in regards to that allegedly came from this victim, those from the alleged victim. Let me correct myself. From the alleged victim, those sound like someone who is trying to protect their abuser. And they're not saying that this was his alleged girlfriend, but we pretty much know that that's who it is. They just, because of the case and everything, they're not releasing the name. And see, the thing is that in New York, even if the alleged victim recants, the DA is going to proceed. I don't think that these text messages helped him at all. Where is his freaking PR? Where's his freaking PR? Now we know that he's already lost, I believe, the Army endorsement. He hasn't lost any other ones. Marvel hasn't said anything. Michael B. Jordan haven't said anything. And my thing is that if there were really these alleged, tapes and witnesses that could show his innocence, we'd already see that. You know, and I'm not even, nobody gives a crap about the fact that his preference is palm colored women. Who cares? But if in fact, he's, you know, putting hands on someone, that's a concern. That's a concern, you know? And he doesn't go back to court until I believe May the 8th. So let me continue reading what was in the tech messages. Okay. In the article. Okay. A representative from the Manhattan DA says we have an active ongoing investigation and can't comment beyond that. Majors was arrested over the weekend in Manhattan and was charged with assault and harassment following a domestic dispute with a 30-year-old woman, according to authorities. After New York police responded on Saturday to a 911 call at an apartment in Chelsea, Majors was taken into custody without incident. An unnamed victim was later taken to the hospital with minor injuries to her head and neck, according to authorities. Mr. Majors completely denies assaulting the woman. His criminal defense attorney, Priya Chaudhry, said in Thursday's statement she also alleges that it was Major who called 911. Okay. So what? So what he called 911. So what? That could be him trying to get ahead of it. It could be him trying to get ahead of it. And like I said, if he had if he if they had all this evidence to exonerate him, where is it? Where's the evidence? You wouldn't wait until his day in court, because between now and May the 8th, this man's career could be, he could lose everything literally just on the allegation. And the fact that we're not seeing anything, well, and I'm not one of those women who is, totally against black men, but I'm also, a DV survivor, you know, with an ex-husband who happens to be a black man. So, we know that these things can happen when people get angry and they're bigger than you. hmm Let's get back to this article. Sorry, I gotta get used to how this mouse works. Okay. In a follow-up text message which was sent a few hours later, she says they just called again to check on me, and I reiterated how this was not an attack and they do not have my blessing on any charges being placed. I read the paper they gave me about strangulation, and I said point blank this did not occur and should be removed immediately. The judge is definitely going to be told this. She ensured this to me. I know you have the best team and there's nothing to worry about. I just want you to know that I'm doing all I can. My end, I guess on my end, she meant. I also said to tell the judge to know that the origin of the call was to do with me collapsing and passing out, and that your worry for your partner is due to our communication prior, out of care. She promised all would be relayed. I don't know if English is not this person's first language, or what, because I'm trying to read it the way the texts were written. Chowdhury, this is the attorney again, previously had said there is evidence clearing Majors. A representative for Majors also denied the allegations after Majors was released from custody on Saturday night. He has done nothing wrong, his publicist told Variety. We look forward to clearing his name and clearing this up. Majors, an Emmy nominee for HBO's Lovecraft Country, which, by the way, was very good. I was really upset when they canceled it after one season. But damn, dude. Anyway, appeared in Creed 3 and Ant-Man the Wasp Quantumania. He also received acclaim for Magazine Dreams, which premiered at the Sundance and was acquired by Searchlight Pictures. It's set to release December 8th. Get it back up to here. Okay. Now we're not talking about a stereotypical uneducated, black man. We're talking about a man who's educated. He has a bachelor's degree, he has a master's of fine art and drama from frickin' Yale. Okay? His career is on the rise. But yet and still we have these backstories in regards to him being aggressive and all of this stuff. None of that stuff ever came up with actors like a Denzel Washington, and even with Michael B. Jordan, whose flavor appears to be palm colored. You ain't heard nothing like that about him. If nothing else, you heard that he was a nerd when he was younger and everything, and got picked on when he was in high school, and he's still salty about it. That's another story. And then, you know, you didn't hear this kind of stuff. I mean, the only other people that you heard like creepy stuff about, is Mr. Cosby. And then, this might be a Chris Brown situation, you know, where his who he is coming out in the spotlight. Because it doesn't seem like this was the first time that something like this happened. Not based on the Texas. It's crazy, Terry. It's crazy. I'm finished with this. Let me stop sharing this. Stop sharing. Stop sharing this. So this whole situation is very, very disappointing. You know, to see someone who really basically was about to have everything that he had worked for, and it appears that he's just thrown it away. Just throwing it away. You know? And I'm not even gonna, you know, be one of those haters that's like, oh, it's because he's with a palm colored girl. If he's like that, it would have happened no matter what color. I mean, would you have rather him to have done the same thing to a sister? Hmm? Allegedly? I don't think we don't want to see that. We don't want to see that. So, yeah, I don't know. Whew. But those text messages did not help him at all. They didn't help him at all. That just made the situation worse. I'm like, somebody in there hates this man, cause like, really? hmm So let's move on to the next story. The next thing I want to talk about, and that is Just Pearly Things, aka H. Pearl Davis. And I'm not, I'm going by the name that she has on her Twitter page. Okay? And her YouTube handle. So, this young lady of the palm colored persuasion, in my opinion, is playing right in our effing faces. Okay? And those of you who are pandering to her nonsense are out of y'all minds. Are y'all high? Like, do you not see what's going on? Do y'all not see who she is? And I mean, if you want to, we have, like, I believe her father's coming out saying that what she's saying isn't how she was raised, and the friend, the ex-friend who she had been friends with since pre-K, has come out and said that she's a liar. That she's a liar about the situation in regards to how their friendship ended. And but what we're talking about is that she had a known uh, person who doesn't like people who look like me. On her, I guess her podcast, or she was on theirs, and she talked about how the enslavement of our ancestors was not a big deal, and that books like Roots, which we all know is a fictional account, exaggerated. But Roots, in fact, did not exaggerate. It didn't tell half of what was really going on. It didn't talk about the crazy stuff that happened in the state of Maryland with on with the Jesuit priests. You know, the same ones who owned Georgetown University. Okay, where they were breeding black folk in the horrors anyway. Or the atrocities that happened all over this country. Well, maybe not out here in the West, because this part of the country didn't exist at that point. But in the part of the country that did exist, and then she has no problem with anyone having reparations but us, and spews that same old BS rhetoric. When Here's my thing: if y'all have found, if this country has found money to pay reparations to everybody and given money to everyone except us, they don't want to give it to us. It is not because they can't give it to us. They can give that monetary money and not put it on the backs of the American people. But anyone who is of the palm colored persuasion, who is descendant of people in this country who were around during that time, you are benefiting off of the fact that your people were not the enslaved. And if you aren't benefiting, if you are in poverty and all of that stuff, that's because you squandered your privilege. Okay? But you have families that, when our ancestors were emancipated, all of these plantation owners were paid out for the losses of their property, because our ancestors were property. That was So I want to hear it. It's a bunch of BS. And this effing girl is playing in your fucking faces. Point blank, period. And she has black folks infighting. You got the black Americans against the Caribbeans, against the Africans, against the black Brits, against the black South Americans, against the black Canadians. Everybody's against everybody. We're all freaking fighting, while this effing girl is out here just laughing at the chaos that she is causing. And And that pitiful apology, pathetic apology that she gave, she can go stick it up where the sun don't shine. Because that was a bunch of bullshit. Purely. And that's what she's on. And I don't think that it's a coincidence that she has the same people behind her that are behind Candace Owens on this platform. I don't. And I remember when she brought her freaking, when she brought her behind down into, the black sector, was in the Viper pit, was floating around, causing chaos wherever she may, and was getting into it with women. I remember all of that stuff. Because she ain't been here that long. And the fact that you guys are allowing this woman to just play in your effing places, and you manosphere guys are still over there simping for her. God, you just look ridiculous. Weak-minded followers. Weak-minded followers. After she's telling you who she is. When a person tells you who they are, believe them. Believe them. She's saying the same kind of ish that Candace Owens is saying, except it's blonde hair and blue eyes. A little 26-year-old who don't know what the F she's talking about. Grew up in the suburbs. Don't know nothing about us. This is all a study, a game to her. Meanwhile, she uses, black folk over on the continent to do all the editing and thumbnails for her stuff. It's the colonization of it all. But y'all don't hear me. You don't hear me. I'm talking to myself. And I'm not about counseling her. I'm just about, hey, look at what the F is going on. You're supporting this? Y'all letting this woman make all of this off the backs of Black YouTube. Hey, information man. And it's clear that she ain't, I like to keep my stuff monetized. But y'all know she's the R word. She's the B word. She's prejudice. Talking about slavery wasn't a big deal. What the F? What the F? Like, for real, for real? Pearly girl, if you don't go sit your ass down over in the corner and shut the F up. See, this is the problem we have with, them not taking CRT seriously. Like we now have states like Florida don't want it critical, they don't want it there. They don't want to have any kind of African studies. They want to act like African American history is not American history. And now they're threatening to take the Divine Nine off of the campuses of state schools in Florida. Sounds like black people aren't welcome in Florida to me. What the F? And this girl's mentality is similar to that, you know. Now, I mean, we have issues about CRT. Our issues about CRT are about who's going to be teaching the CRT. And what information are they going to put in there? Are they going to tell the entire truth about the brutal past that's part of our history in this country, and therefore part of this country's history? You cannot X us out of the history of this country. This would be a barren wasteland without us. Yet people keep trying to do it. We have states like Florida, and Texas is just waiting to try to do it there, and all the other little red states around the country would love to have no CRT. They do not want to have our history as part of American history. But without us, there is no American history. We've created everything. Everything. Country music, folk music, blues, rock, R&B, hip hop is just the latest. Anything that is just about any music, jazz, of course, any music that is native to this country, we did it. The food. Southern cooking, fried chicken, collard greens, black eyed peas, rice and beans, all of that stuff. Our ancestors brought all of that stuff over with them. And they figured out how to take the ways that they knew how to cook things from there to here. Southern food is ours. All that. And we know that hockey was invented by black, former slaves. It was not invented in the United States, but it was invented in North America. You wouldn't know that it was created by black people, though. The way the Canadians act whenever anybody who's not palm colored, and we dominate just about every sport in this country. Basketball, football, they make it hard for us to get into baseball, but when we're in there, we dominate that too. Track and field. You no matter what they do, they can't erase us from the history of this country. And it's just insulting to have someone who is coming into our spaces and playing in everybody's freaking face. She has nothing, she should have nothing to say in that conversation. Nobody who's non-black should have anything to say in that conversation. Especially if they're not part of the diaspora. If they're black and they're not part of that diaspora, well then, yeah, you don't know. And I'm not talking about, countries that had slavery at one point, but colonization on the continent and slavery in the Americas is not the same. The brutality of American slavery is the only slavery where we were chattel, we were property, we had no names, we had no we they stole our heritage, they stole everything from us. That didn't get stolen in the colonization. And even for those who are descendants of slaves in the Caribbean and in South America, nobody else had all everything stolen from them. Culture, language, everything was taken. You know, made our ancestors think that they were not that they didn't didn't know God, that they weren't spiritual people. Well, they already were spiritual people when they came here, you know. And see, the thing is that in the quote unquote, you know, European church, which is all coming from the Roman Catholic Church, all of that, we can debate, but they whitewashed Yeshua, and they made him in their image instead of in the actual image of what he looked like, and the customs and everything, and we can go into all of the stuff about us, about the the part of the world that we come from, and who the real Hebrews are, and all of that stuff. But the bottom line is that everything was stolen from us, and no reparations has ever been given to us. Only thing that's happened is excuses and another holiday, which the only ones who observe is federal. The rest of us, if we want to be off on Juneteenth, have to actually take that day off, which I do. I take it off on general purpose. The same way that before they made Martin Luther King's birthday a true national holiday where everybody was off, I took it off. I think there was only one Martin Luther King's day that I worked. All the rest of them, I took it off. Oh, hey, Sister George. Sorry you got turned off, sis. Yeah, Nightbot. Nightbot doesn't like the emojis for whatever reason. Nightbot is a hater. But y'all not calling that y'all are just letting that Pearly girl just go. I didn't see the little panels that she's gotten on, and y'all kind of giving her a way out and whatnot. That's just bull. Hey, all hearts. I'm like, and you just allow her to just continue to just float through the space. This ain't nothing like, when people had issues with Jessica X. People had issues with Jessica X because they felt that has a different experience being a black Brit versus being a black American, and she's speaking on black American issues when she has never been to the country and has never actually experienced what we experience. But this is a palm colored person who is downplaying the experience of our ancestors and saying that it has been exaggerated. Like, the fuck? She better get the F out of here. Just like, and I just watched how y'all just let this girl just continue. I just watched. I'm just amazed. And y'all are still pandering, so it is what it is. All right, let me get to my last topic of the night. I said what I said about just pearly things. You know, I've been in spaces with that girl. I remember when she came to the Viper Pit and almost got eaten alive. Almost got eaten the F alive. Yeah. And Bomb was on a tirade about her for a minute. Sorry, I got a fan. I'm having a personal summer over here. All right, my last story is on one of my favorite groups of the 90s, Escape. And this $30,000 issue between Latasha and Tamika, her sister. Now, if you missed it, Tamika posted receipts showing that her sister and brother-in-law allegedly took her money, and someone forged her signature on checks and forwarded her stuff to another address and all kinds of scandalous stuff. And Natasha then comes out, and now she finally admits that she's in an open relationship. Girl, I don't know how that's gonna work with your gospel career, but okay. She acted like she didn't know nothing about, the tension and how she made Candy feel back, in the day. And everybody's hating on Candy, okay. And I know there are people going around here talking about Candy can't sing and all of this, but let's not forget. Let us not forget that Candy Burris won the freaking Masked Singer. Did nobody know that was Candy with that mask on? Now, I figured out it was her, just like I figured out it was Tatiana Taylor, Tiana Taylor. And when it was Amber Riley, because Amber Riley went to my church. She grew up in my church. I knew that girl's voice. Okay. But Candy sang a whole bunch of the songs with Escape back in the day. Stop playing. You know, and the sisters, they do sound a lot alike. But let's give my opinion about this. Okay. I think that Latasha is lying her ass off. Okay. And I think that she with all this BS going on, I don't know. I don't think the church is going. Especially when you got an open marriage, girl. The black church ain't going. Gospel music ain't going. The black church, we don't do open marriage in the black church. You can't be no gospel recording artist with an open effing marriage and allegedly a thief. Is something wrong with you? Do you not understand how this works? Now, see, if all of that stuff was behind closed doors and nobody knew about it, because there's a whole lot of sugar running around in the gospel industry, but it's not all out in your face and everything. But girl, open marriage, being accused of being a thief, yeah. I think that your gospel career may be over before it started. Has nothing to do with your talent. Has everything to do with your integrity as a quote unquote woman of God. Seriously. Seriously. And I think that Escape has blown up. And that is going to be a trio going forth, not including Latasha. And good luck on that gospel career. I'm not going to even say, blessings and prayers on it, because you are an open hypocrite. And I think, you just need to go sit down somewhere for a minute, and you need to reflect on what's going on, because those things that are done in the dark shall come to light, and your dark stuff is coming to light. But you don't just go off and decide that think that you're gonna be able to sell some gospel albums right now. Do you really think that you're gonna be able to do that, girl? Mm-mm. Church ain't going. Y'all know. I mean, it's already hard enough for R&B artists to go do gospel songs. But I mean, Candy did it and got a #1 hit. Michelle Williams did it and got a #1 hit. But I don't see that happening for you, sis, because of this other noise that's going on around you. Yeah. The message in your music is nobody wants to hear it when your life is in a shambles right now. And I really feel for SWV for having to go through this mess with y'all. We watching the season as it's playing out, and we're also watching all the stuff falling out in the public. We already knew that things were bad, you know, and before it was the sisters together, but now your sister not standing with you in your foolishness. Get that girl her money. Stop lying about it. And you and your husband need to go get in some freaking therapy. Open freaking marriage. I don't think so. I do not think so. So you guys, I'm about to get out of here because I've been on here for an hour. I know there's some other juicy stuff going on. I ain't even going to comment on the freaking stuff that's going on the platform with the various content creators, because y'all see what's going on. Just a bunch of foolery. Okay? People acting an effing fool. So maybe I'll talk about that next week. I'm going to be working on content this weekend. I'm going to be dealing with figuring this iMac out. I got on here today and I upgraded it to the latest version of the software that I have. I thought I had Catalina, but apparently this is Monterey, which I think so. The most recent is the El Sur, so Monterey is the one right behind that, which is good because I'm pulling, I'm trying to pull in my stuff. It's weird with my phone and my computer and my iPad all talking to each other. I gotta go figure out which computer I need to deactivate my iTunes on, because you can only have it on 5 machines. I think I have 3 of the 5 that it's on still in my possession. So I'm gonna go deactivate it on 2 of them. I'm gonna leave it on 1 of them, but I'm gonna deactivate it on 2 of them. Yeah. Because 1 of them I'm getting ready to get rid of the computer, the laptop. I just need to pull what's on it off of it. And which is a shame, but I think it's Windows. I don't know. I think it's Windows XP, or no, it's not that bad. I think it's maybe Vista or something on that laptop. Yeah, it's something that's no longer being serviced. So yeah, and it's more trouble than it's worth to upgrade it to the new stuff. And since I don't want to do Microsoft Office 365, which is what Microsoft is trying to push off on everybody right now, they don't want anybody to have just the license to the Microsoft on their computer. Like, what's that about? I don't want 365 on my Mac. So that means that I'm not going to put Office on here until maybe next month, because I have writing softwares and stuff that I need to get. I'm probably going to put Adobe on here, and I'd rather spend the money on Adobe right now. I hate 365. Hey, peace, love. I hate 365. So, but I'm trying to, figure out the iMac. Y'all know I'm in the Mac family. Figure out this freaking camera. Let me show it to y'all. Camera. There it is. Y'all can see it. Figure this camera out. Put it back down. Figure it out. So that I can deal with get some better quality videos. Not that the videos on my iPhone aren't perfect. They're good, but we can get better, even though, so probably this weekend I'm going to be working on some more content. I'm definitely going to be working on some more content, because I'm trying to get myself over 2K. I'm moving. Thank you to everyone who's subscribing. Thank you to everybody who's subscribing. I appreciate it. Oh, thank you, Peace Love, for the super sticker. Thank you for everybody who's subscribing though. Let me give you a little calming singing bowl. Got my singing bowl right there. Thank you so much, sis. But as I told you guys, I'm trying to take everything, to the next level. And I'm glad that I went ahead and upgraded the computer. It was needed. It was needed. My MacBook is, I don't know if it's gonna. I think I can get it back up so I can get the stuff that's on it, because I have Pro Tools on there, y'all. I have music software on that little MacBook. I don't know how that little MacBook was able to handle all of that stuff. I honestly don't. And I think that was my second MacBook. Okay, that was my second MacBook. Let me just tell y'all that I've had 2 MacBooks, so now I'm on an iMac. I didn't upgrade to to the new ones, that come in the colors. I really want that purple one, but I done told y'all we not spending $2,000 on no Mac computers right now. We not doing that. We're not doing that. We got an iMac that has pretty much the latest one, and y'all know how the Macs they last for a long time. This one is, I think, the one that I'm on. I think this is a 2016. So it's 2016, 2017, one of those models. And I got a terabyte hard drive on this thing, so it's got lots of memory, and if I need to, I can always plug an external hard drive to pull stuff out. But if y'all haven't checked, I punched out a bunch of videos that are in my Spotlight playlist this month for Women's History Month. I did one on all four of the hidden figures. There is a 4th one who is still living. The other 3, the 3 who were in the movie, they're all deceased. The last one of who died was Katherine Johnson. But Christine Darden, who is the 4th hidden figure, is still living. I think, the 3 that were in the movie, all 3 of them were members of Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority. Christine Darden, the one who's still alive, is not in a Divine Nine organization. But she did go to the same school that I started my experience in college at, which is Hampton Institute when she was there, like when I was there, but it's now Hampton University in Hampton, Virginia. The thing that I noticed about all of these ladies is that, they were all they all somehow ended up in the Hampton and Newport News area. And that's how they all had the opportunity to work for NASA. All of them mathematicians, all four of these ladies, mathematicians. Go check out what I put out about them. I also dropped yesterday my last Women's History Month video on most recent EGOT winner, Viola Davis. So I was giving y'all some Women's History Month. Now, this next month, y'all, April is Autism Awareness Month, y'all. Okay? So I am going to be giving you guys some autism content. It's going to be about the autism life on y'all for April. So get ready, get ready, get ready. And one of the things that I was most excited about with getting this iMac was that I'm finishing up my book on raising my son, who is on the autism spectrum. Now, I don't know where he is because he didn't even come in here to say bye to y'all or nothing. I'm surprised. David, are you around? Because see, if I go and I leave and I don't give him the opportunity to come in, he is mad, y'all. But I think he went to bed. I think that he went to bed. Yep, I think he went to bed. So, but I'm trying to do some stuff to, spice some things up as far as like revamping intros and outros and stuff. I like my outro for Not So Random Chat, but I think I want to redo the intro for it. And I'm trying to come up with, trying to get some stuff, update some things, update some things as far as my branding is concerned. But y'all, I'm on the road to 2K, y'all. I'm almost there. I'm almost there. All right, y'all. So let me get to my outro. Let me see, where is it? Where'd it go? Okay, wait a minute. All right, seriously. All right, you guys. I will see you guys. I'll be back on live on Monday, unless something happens between now and Monday that I just must come live. Other than that, catch me in the shorts, catch me in whatever gets uploaded. But I'll see y'all on Monday. Until then, I offer you guys peace and blessings from the West Side. I'm out, you guys. Enjoy the weekend. Be safe in these YouTube streets. I'm out. Peace. Bye, you guys.
Well, guys, that's it for tonight's Not So Random Chat. But I'll see you guys the next time. Until then, peace and blessings from the West Side. I'm out. Peace.